Welcome to Rockstar Underground Lounge on Fox TV. And I have with me tonight 3 bands in one session, which was a nice surprise. I have Engineered Society Project, Chris Keith, lead vocalist, Shaka on drums. I have Dirt with Paul coming in soon on drums, Ray on vocals, Raphael on guitar, and the band Virtues and Vices. Marty on guitar, Dan, lead singer, and Eric, the bassist. So tell me, Chris, what has Engineered Society been up to?
Engineered Society Project has been traveling all around the world. We've been blowing up Hollywood. We've been blowing up everywhere. We're also actually going to be featured in a movie called Dark Alien Visions. And I got together with a band called Dirt and started talking about, some things that we really had in common. And the singer, whose nickname is Rozzy, it's Ray Silvestri, he came up with this idea, and it was Metal Bands Unite. And we started talking. We're in the process of writing a song right now, and we have a big show coming up September 7th at the Cellar on Treadwell, and we're really excited about it. We want to sell it out, and I do a lot of things, and for me, gut feeling is what it's all about. And when I was talking to Raphael and Rozzy from Dirt, Metal Bands Unite sort of sparked something in me. Right now, there's crazy things happening in our world, and I've always tried to speak through music, and I think the ability of people together, we get together in these dark places, and we basically making that song, I think is going to be really, really exciting, and I think it's going to be an exciting show. And also, I'm from there. I'm actually from Connecticut, so I'm excited to go back home. Fire that we can show around the world, Metal Bands Unite. It's a pretty open statement to the world that we want to make. So right now we have Engineered Society Project from Texas. We have Dirt from Connecticut, and we have Virtues and Vices from Connecticut. We have members from all the bands, and we want to just get together and talk, really push the show that we're doing, but also just basically tell everybody Metal Bands Unite. Without further ado, I want to introduce my drummer. He's with us. His nickname is Shaka, but his name is Sean Salinas. Sean, introduce yourself.
Hey, you guys. Hey, yeah, this is a cool deal, man. It's good to be here and join you guys. Yeah, so I'm from Texas. I've been with ESP for 3 years now, and man, it was really cool to get Chris on board with us, and it's just been a cool ride so far, and we're just continuing to crank out better and better material, and we're just getting ramped up on creating our next album. So it's really cool to get started on that. So it's awesome. Cool to join in with you guys. What's up?
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you. You play awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I was a drummer.
Appreciate it. Right on. Cool.
I was a drummer first.
You're still a drummer. It's no given. You can't move on from drums.
That's right. Dirt. How did you meet Engineered Society Project?
So Ray and Chris have a mutual buddy named Opus. And Chris actually played in a band with Opus from years back that was very, very popular in Connecticut, and probably further than Connecticut as well, called Gargantua Soul. So that was kind of the connection, between us and Chris. So it's the 6 degrees of heavy metal, and we as Chris said, it was just a quick spark. We started talking, and we have a lot of very similar beliefs and dreams and aspirations, and it just clicked so quickly. And Chris has mentioned a couple of minutes ago that we're actually collaborating on a song that release hopefully at the end of this year, if not the beginning of next year, which is going to be really cool. Kind of a war cry for rock and roll and metal to really get back on the map where we belong and take over and really just make a difference in people's lives with music. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, I like and communicating and coming together. I know that for centuries, music was an international language. Ray, tell me about how long you've been in the band with Dirt.
Okay. I've been working with Dirt since December of 2023. And at first I didn't know that I was going to be working with Dirt. Raphael had messaged me and asked me if I wanted to start a band, an original band. And so then I said, sure. So he gave me a song to learn, an original song. And I went into the studio and recorded the song. So I've been working with Dirt since December of 2023. I learned all their songs, memorized all the words. Right from the beginning, it felt natural. We recorded our first record, my first record with Dirt, called Wreckage, and it's an EP. So we have 5 songs on this EP. So far we have it in CD form, and we're getting it on the social media platforms as well. And we're also talking about doing a limited edition vinyl for the record as well. So we have a lot going on. Videos. We want to do some video shoots. We've done a couple photo shoots already. We're working on getting our EP together and getting our ducks in order so we can, get ourselves out there as much as possible. And we have one cover song called "The Immigrant Song" by Led Zeppelin. Awesome! Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Just want to give a shout out to ESP and Virtue and Vices. What's happening, brothers? I can't wait to rock with you guys on September. Yeah.
We have JoJo, who has entered the Underground Lounge, and he is the guitarist for ESP.
I am.
How you doing, JoJo?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finally get to see each other after, a whole year, I think? It's been since we did the podcast, I think.
Almost a year, yeah.
Right before we went to Europe, I believe. We did
October.
Yeah.
It was right around October. Yeah. So not a year. You just missed me, that's all.
I have, yeah. Well, thank you once again for having me.
So, Marty, tell me about Virtues and Vices.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us here, and thank you to ESP and Dirt for allowing us to play with them, because it's going to be an amazing show. Can't wait. Virtue and Vices is an original rock band from Connecticut. We've been trying to play all over and wherever we can. We have, 3, 4, 5 music videos that are out there on YouTube and social media and all that. We're just excited to play with you guys. It's gonna be a fantastic show, and then, I can speak for the rest of the guys when I say we're stoked for it. So
awesome. How long has Virtues and Vices been together?
Since 2019, so about 5 years.
Oh, okay.
2 years now, I guess.
Over 2 years now. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So how did you get that name, Virtues and Vices?
That was actually before me. I would have to refer you to the singer, Mr. Dan Hughes.
Yeah. So, as probably everybody on this call is, experienced, trying to land on a band name is probably one of the most challenging things a band could start off doing. Everybody kind of has their own opinion or ideas of really what they want to land on. And so Virtue and Vices is something where we've kind of threw all these names together and try to find, some sort of middle ground. And I think we settled particularly on this one because it meant something personally to Steve, our lead guitarist, who wanted to put something of an inspiration into the title, while kind of also putting in the conflict of inspiration. So, where you have Virtues, you have kind of some of the positive end of it, and then the Vices is, personal struggles. So we kind of thought it was cool. Thought it was a great, middle ground and decision, and that's how we landed on it.
Oh, nice. My band's called Starving Goddess.
Nice.
Yeah, I was starving, and some guy that wouldn't buy me any food kept calling me goddess all night. I said, well, if I'm a goddess, I'm a starving goddess.
I hope you're eating.
I was like, yep, that's it. That's the name of my band. So tell me, Raphael, how did you get the name Dirt for your band Dirt?
Dirt, we started out, a guy, John Francis, who was the original guitar player, asked me and Paul to get together just to jam. He was an engineer and he was working in a studio, and he said, come down, we have the place is free tonight, and we can jam. So it started out as really just nothing, and it ended up that like the very night that we got together, we wrote an original song. We came down and didn't really have a plan, and well, what do you know? Anyone know Crazy Train? And I think it was Paul who said, well, let's just write something, that'll be fun. So we did that, and so it kind of morphed into 2 or 3 or 4 songs, and then 5 songs, and then we got the songs out on, at the time it was Reverb Nation that was big, and some internet radios locally, and people really took to the music. So we said, let's play a show, and that's where we the rubber met the road, and we said, okay, well, if we're going to play a show, we kind of got to have a band name, right? And I don't remember who said it, but someone said, well, we're old as dirt, so what do you call a bunch of guys that are old as dirt trying to start a band? and it's sort of just, okay, well, I guess dirt is it, so it was pretty quick. And our first show, we had a huge showing. About 300 people showed up and filled up the little bar we were playing. So for a first show, that was very, very exciting. And then we immediately after that had a hiatus of about a year. Because again, we weren't intending to start a band, and then when we got started back up, that's when everything started to fire up. And unfortunately, it was right before COVID. We had just finished a great gig opening up for Jeff Tate of Queensryche, who a lot of us in the band idolized. So meeting him and getting that opening act with him was great, and that really pushed us forward a lot. And then everything shut down. So after things started to liven up a little bit and we got back in the swing of things, I think Ray had mentioned Brian had moved to Florida, and we hung in there as long as we could because we love Brian and he's still our brother to this day. But with that distance, it was just really hard. And there was a year we played only one show. And man, when Ray came to the fold, it was just like magic. I don't know how else to explain it, and that doesn't take anything away from Brian. He is one of the best singers in metal today, I believe. But Ray, the way he clicked with us, I mean, it really did spin my head around. I couldn't believe, I didn't know that we could get to where we are right now. And it's not about how good we are. It's really about our chemistry as a band. And I've never met a guy who is as passionate about music as Ray Silvestri, and him coming to the fray, it just made the name Dirt even stronger. I mean, we are rising up from the dirt, and with Chris on our team, for support, and Metal Bands Unite. I really believe that we could take this Dirt name and the Engineered Project Society project, and we can really put it on the map again, and really, I miss the big metal scene, like when I was young, and the shows and the tailgating and the all the big things that used to happen, and we want to bring that back, and I think we can.
Yeah, I know you can. I can get an idea what this collaboration is going to sound like.
Jojo.
So yeah, I mean, I have the track. It's cool. I like the groove. It has like that old school type of like metal, like chanty type of thing, ding, ding, so I'm excited to try this. I've never guested on stage with anybody, so this is going to be awesome, I think, to go on stage and actually pull this off with everybody before we actually go to the studio to record it. Mm-hmm. But the genre, I think, is just, your typical old school heavy metal song. Mm-hmm. And I think with our style not being so much on the old school metal style anymore, I think we've progressed a little bit more into, I don't know, I wouldn't call it heavy metal, but just heavy rock / metal. Like we're at the cusp of being metal, and also having Dirt, who I think are a metal band. Like I think it's going to be an awesome thing for both of us, or at least for me. The way I'm looking at it as an artist is that it gives me an opportunity to collaborate with individuals who have a like mind and also styles. So I'm super excited to try this. So now that I finally get to talk to the guys and see them, I haven't seen them face to face ever. So this is like the closest.
Oh, wow.
That's all I could really say. I don't want to talk too much about it. I would like the experience itself to say everything versus, somewhat of empty words at this moment.
So Virtues and Vices, Eric, tell me, what style band this is. What genre do you think would you classify?
I think we're like a throwback to the '90s hard rock stuff with a little bit of metal thrown in. We have. I think we have our own style, which is kind of melding everything that we all like. Like our guitarist Steve is a big, 80s and 70s metal guitarist guy. Also with a lot of classical stuff in there too. And myself and Dan, and I believe Marty as well, we're big, 90s rock guys and some of that 80s metal. So blending that all together, that's kind of our sound. So we're just real excited to show you guys what we're about.
Dan, tell me, what area are you from?
I'm actually from Western Massachusetts.
Okay. All of you?
So, no, our band is actually based, if we were to centralize it, Hartford, but we come from all parts of Connecticut and Massachusetts. We all spread out, and then we just kind of meet in the middle.
Shaka Sean Salinas came up with the Mystic Metal. That's what we call our music, Mystic Metal.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Cool. I like that.
We just signed with Paul Crosby as our management, and we have a bunch of things that we're working on, but I really have a vision for the East Coast, and it really is Engineered Society Project and Dirt that right now, and virtually all bands, metal bands, but really sort of we're brainstorming, and I want to play this club, and then I want to blow Connecticut up. I really want to, what Raphael was talking about, I want to take that idea and really come home. And that's another part of this podcast is basically, I'm talking straight to, I came from the hardcore scene. I came from the New York hardcore scene. So I'm really reaching out to my old punk friends. And you know, it's so funny. I was in the punk scene, and Raphael was talking about the band I came with. I was in a band called Gargantua Soul, and really it was me and the drummer that put that band together. And Opus, Christian Lawrence, was from the metal scene. He was from Brantford, and he was in like a metal scene, and I was in the New York, Connecticut hardcore scene. And when we got together, like there were different things about metal and punk back then. Some didn't get along, but my scene got along. There were people that were into like black metal. There were people that were into metal. So the punk and metal was united, and really getting together with Opus and making a band was like a lesson in metal, because Opus was all about metal. And he's also about punk too. He's actually the drummer for a band called the Cro-Mags, which is like a huge punk band. So he has some punk too, but all my roots were punk. And being in a metal band, just really, like I said, the stuff that we're starting to conspire together, I see it as like a spark that sets off a big fire. And there's some bigger clubs I want to sell this place out. You know, like I said, Dirt has done really well at the Cellar on Treadwell. They're excited to have us. So we're going to all forms of promotion to try to like pack that place. I want to have it be so people can't get in there. You know, I want to have it be, because that's really how it used to be when I was back in Connecticut. My band used to play big national clubs where it would be sold out and people couldn't get in. So we'd have to play 2 nights in a row. So when Raphael and Rozzy started to inspire me, I was like, yeah, that's what we got to do back there. We got to let people know what's up, man.
Yeah. Starving Goddess is cyberpunk. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to mention this about Bad Girl to everybody, is that she is so much in Engineered Society Project's corner. And really, this is a girl who helps people. She just gave me, what was the name of that band you wanted us to play that show
Dead
with?
Dead Reckoning, yeah.
So she just
and it was Illusions of Grandeur as well, too.
So she offered us this huge show with Dead Reckoning, but unfortunately, our bass player has like a sort of an emergency and we couldn't play. But that's the type of thing, you know, Bad Girl is in our corner. Really why I wanted to do this with you guys. I want you to introduce you to Bad Girl. So please like all of Bad Girl's page, like this page right here, and let's all keep in touch with her, because she really believes in what we're talking about. You know, Virtues and Vices is talking about, you know, getting some recognition. Dirt is talking about blowing some stuff up. Metal bands unite. Literally, this girl can help you. So literally, and that's the whole thing. Everybody can help each other. It's like metal bands unite. That's what we're talking about. Unite together, because we can't do it by ourselves.
Yeah. I really feel like that we've been given a gift, all of us. It's like snowflakes. What happens when the snow falls? It compiles and it becomes extremely strong. You know, you ever tried to knock down a snowbank? It's packed. And really hard, you know. So yeah, I mean, it's just it's senseless for us to be against each other. I think we really should unite, and there's been musicians for years trying to remind other musicians to do so, not only for ourselves but for the world mostly, you know. Well, and
I want to like comment on that, Bad Girl. So when I first started talking to Bad Girl, we were talking about doing stuff where she comes from, North Carolina. And she had this message on her page where there are like 100 people, haters. There's a whole bunch of people who will bring water, fight fire with fire. Basically, we basically got to stand up, Dirt. We got to stand up and say, listen, man, here we are. We're planting our flag, because Bad Girl and I are going to set some stuff up and we're going to blow up North Carolina. But we both understand that a lot of times if you have something good going on, somebody doesn't even feel good about that because they might not have something good going on. When we say metal bands unite, we have to unite together, man.
gonna
Well,
be.
I really appreciate you guys coming on, and I cannot wait to hear this song and see what all goes on.
I think when bad things come up, you just got to focus on the positive. And I talked to 1 million people, and I know 1 million people, and I knew right away when Raphael and Rozzy got on the phone with me, I said, these guys are what's up, you know. And now Virtues and Vices, hearing you guys, I want to see what's up. Let's bring the noise, and let's, right now, this is the first one. We're doing a bunch of radio interviews. We're doing a bunch of podcasts. I literally want to make a statement with this show in Hamden, Connecticut. The Cellar on Treadwell, September 7th. What time do doors open, Rozzy?
6 o'clock.
6 p.m. in the evening time.
6
All right.
clams.
Yeah, man, get there early. And I want to see my friends, man. I'm coming from 4 levels deep. I'm coming from a band called Sold on Murder. I'm coming from a band called Blind Justice. I'm coming from a band called Gargantua Soul. And I've reached out now, and it's Metal Bands Unite. And it all rolls into Metal Bands Unite. Because that's the past, man. The past. But that's why I'm really excited to come home, because this is where I come from. But I really want to have my Sold on Murder friends there. I just actually did a show with Opus at Toad's Place, and a lot of my freaking punk rock friends came. It was so freaking cool. And really, when Rozzy and Raphael said Metal Bands Unite, I've been saying the same thing for years. I called it the AGC Posse with Blind Justice. I called it the Tribe, TFN, in Gargantua Soul. So really, I haven't changed. And when Bad Girl, when negative things come up like that, and we write something and we try to promote, and people are negative about it, you have to turn towards the positive people, and you have to turn it over, flip it upside, flip the frown upside down and make it a smile, and basically just gravitate towards positive people. So Metal Band Dirt, Virtues and Vices, Engineered Society Project, September 7th at the Cellar on Treadwell. Let's blow this up.
You heard it here on Rockstar Underground Lounge. I'm the Bad Girl, and we are signing off.